everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review on the NYX Bare With Me Blur Skin Tint Foundation. If you do want to see a review and a demo, then please keep watching. As a huge favor, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment anything down below. I greatly appreciate it. I read all the comments and I will do my best to reply back. This foundation retails for $14 at Ulta Beauty and NYX online, and it comes in 24 different shades. I purchased 2 different shades because I wasn't sure which one was my shade. I purchased the shade in 11 medium neutral and 12 medium dark. I do want to read a little bit about these skin tints on NYX's website. Skip the IG filter. Introducing NYX Bare With Me Blur Tint Foundation, our first blurring foundation that blurs it all. Imperfections blurred, pores blurred, discoloration blurred, texture blurred. Achieve instantly smooth filter-like blur skin in 24 diverse shades, formulated to enhance your color and tone. Medium coverage with a matte blur finish that feels lightweight on skin and provides 16 hours of comfortable wear and 12 hours of hydration. Formulated with glycerin, matcha, and niacinamide for a skin so smooth it's better than a filter. Here's a closer look on what the squeezy tube looks like. It says NYX Professional Makeup Bare With Me Blur. Underneath that it says Blurring Tint Foundation. This shade is an 11 medium neutral. You get 1.01 fluid ounces or 30 milliliters of product. On the back you have a little description. Underneath that you have the list of ingredients. This has a 12-month shelf life and this was made in Colombia. There is a little QR code where you can find your shade and it does state to shake well. Let's give this a good little shake. I love that there's a little safety seal here, that way you know if it's tampered with. Here's what the shade in 11 medium neutral looks like. I wasn't expecting it to be this thick. 11 medium neutral is described as a true medium with a cool undertone. Let's see what this looks like. This shade is a little bit too light for me. Let's see what the next shade looks like. Here's what the shade in 12 medium dark looks like. 12 medium dark is described as medium tan with cool undertone. I disagree with that description. This looks more warm tone than cool. I think we're gonna go with this shade, but let's see what this swatch is like on my skin. Here's what the shade in 12 medium dark looks like. It's way too orange on me. I'm gonna remove these swatches. I'm gonna let these swatches dry down on the back of my hand. Then I'll apply a fresh pump to see if it oxidized. I just finished cleansing my skin. I don't have any primer, any moisturizer, anything on my skin. I wanna see how the foundation performs on bare skin. I'm gonna apply a tiny drop right underneath the first swatch. I just applied 1 drop and the foundation did oxidize. That's interesting. I wanna see how this shade looks. Here's 1 drop of shade number 12. Yeah, these oxidize. As I stated earlier, I'm going to be wearing the shade in number 11. I'm going to dot this all over. Taking a foundation brush, I'm going to blend this. I'll apply some down my neck. Here's what 1 layer of the foundation looks like using a foundation brush. I like the formula, it's definitely medium coverage. I want to see if the formula is buildable. I'm just going to build it up where my hyperpigmentation is. I'm going to let that sit while we do the other side. Again, I'm going to dot this all over. Taking a damp beauty blender, I'm going to blend this. Apply a little bit down my neck. Here's what 1 layer of the foundation looks like using a dampened beauty blender. If you're looking for a natural finish, you might like it better with the beauty blender. Going back in using my foundation brush, I'm going to blend this. Here's what it looks like blended out. I'm going to be doing the same thing on this side. That way we're all evened out. Again, I'm going to let this sit. I want to go back to the claims that this foundation is making. Again, it claims to blur pores. I'm looking at my skin up close in the mirror. I can still see all of my pores and texture. It also claims to blur discoloration. You can see my hyperpigmentation peeking through as well. All of these claims are false. My skin doesn't look blurred. It looks a little bit cakey and heavy, to be quite honest, after I apply that second layer. You can see my texture, you can see my pores, and you can see my hyperpigmentation. I'm gonna finish blending this side out. I'm gonna apply a little bit of the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. For lips, I'm gonna apply the NYX Smooth Whip Matte Lip Cream in the shade Memory Foam. Here's what everything looks like. I will check back in at the end of the night to see how the foundation performs, and I will see you then. Hey guys, it is the end of the night of me testing out the NYX Blur Skin Tint Foundation. Here's how it wore throughout the day. The foundation did settle into my smile lines, and it did settle underneath my eyes. I'm gonna look up so you can see. Which is totally fine because we didn't set the foundation with setting powder. I love how the formula wore throughout my day. I'm not overly greasy, I'm not overly oily. I have a blotting paper here. Let's see how much oil comes off. Here's how much oil came off on the blotting paper. Here's what my skin looks like after I blotted. It did lift up a little bit of the foundation, but that's totally fine. I wanted the shade in number 11 to oxidize a little bit more. I'm looking very ghostly. Tomorrow I'm going to be mixing both of these shades to see what it looks like, and I will see you then. Hey guys, it is the next day. Today I'm going to be mixing both of these shades. I'm going to do 1 drop of shade number 11, and I'm going to do 1 drop of shade number 12. Here we have both shades. I'm going to mix them together. Here's what it looks like. I just finished cleansing my skin. I don't have any moisturizer, primer, nothing. This is going on bare skin. Hopefully mixing both of these shades, it'll match me a little bit better. And you don't need a lot of product. A little bit goes a long way. Using a foundation brush, I'm gonna blend this. Here's what 1 layer of the foundation looks like. Taking whatever's left on the back of my hand, I'm going to cover up my hyperpigmentation and let that sit for a bit, and then we'll blend it out. While that's sitting, I want to try out this new mascara from L'Oreal. I saw it at Target. It retails for $11.99. It looked good on the display. It's the L'Oreal Telescopic Lift Mascara. I purchased mine in the shade Black is Black. Here's a closer look on what the packaging looks like. I saw this picture and this is what really intrigued me. Like, her lashes look super long, so hopefully this works for me. And then here's what the back looks like. There's some direction, so we'll see if this works. Here's a closer look on what the mascara tube looks like. It says L'Oreal Paris. Underneath that it says Telescopic Lift. It says the same thing on the back. Let's see what the wand looks like. Ooh. For some reason I thought this would be a fluffy wand, but it looks like it's a rubberized bristle. I feel like I might poke my eye out. Step 1. Lift and load your lashes using the front hook bristles, applying from root to tip. Alright, let's try that. Here we have the front hook, so it wants me to use this side and then use the side. I applied 2 coats. Here's what it looks like versus the other side. Step 2 says, use the side hook comb to separate your lashes for added volume and length. This is too much work for a mascara, to be honest. We're gonna follow the directions. So here's the side hook. I applied another 2 coats. Here's what it looks like. Not too bad, L'Oreal, but that was too much work. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I already poked my eye out with the mascara wand. I don't like the wand at all. I definitely prefer a fluffy wand. Here's what the mascara looks like. I prefer a more fluffier wand like this. This one is the L'Oreal Voluminous. Let's finish blending this. Here's what the foundation looks like blended out. I didn't get extra coverage from applying a second coat where my hyperpigmentation is. Again, you can still see my pores and texture. This formula is not blurring. Mixing both of those shades, the foundation still doesn't match me. I look like an Oompa Loompa. Hopefully it oxidizes a little bit more to match my skin tone. I'm gonna apply a little bit of brow product. This is from e.l.f. This is their Wow Brow. This is in the shade Neutral Brown. Here's one last look on what everything looks like. I will check back in with you guys at the end of the night to see how the foundation wears, and I will see you then. Hey guys, it is the end of the night. Here's how the foundation wore throughout the day. I wanted the foundation to oxidize a little bit more. I'm looking very orange in person. I wish NYX could have created a shade like 11.5 and then shade 12. Shade number 12 looks way too orange on me, and shade number 11 is way too light. After mixing both of these shades together, it still doesn't match. I have a blotting paper here. Let's see how much oil comes off. Here's how much oil came off on the blotting paper. Here's what my skin looks like after I blotted. My under eyes did crease. I'm gonna look up so you can see. That's because we didn't set the foundation with any setting powder. And I love how the mascara wore throughout the day. Hey guys, it is day 3 of me testing out the NYX Bare With Me Blur Foundation. Today I'm going to be applying the foundation with all of my makeup products. I already primed and moisturized my skin. For moisturizer, I went in with the Belif True Cream Moisturizing Balm. And then for primer, I applied the Cali Ray So Blown Primer. I squeezed out 1 drop of the shade in number 11 and a half a drop in the shade number 12. Using a clean foundation brush, I'm going to mix both shades. Here's what the foundation looks like on top of my moisturizer and primer. In person, the foundation looks very splotchy. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna go over it with a dampened beauty blender. I'm not sure if it's the primer or the moisturizer that's causing the splotchiness, but I don't like how it's looking. I'm not sure if my camera is gonna pick it up. There is a bit of splotchiness and patchiness and unevenness. I'm gonna be applying the KVD Good Apple Concealer in the shade Tan 161. I'm gonna let that sit while I fill in my eyebrows. I'm gonna be applying the e.l.f. Wow Brow. Using my damp beauty blender, I'm gonna blend out the concealer. My makeup still looks very splotchy. I'm not loving how it's looking today. I'm gonna set everything with the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder. For bronzer, I'm gonna apply the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer in the shade 350 Medium. For blush, I'm going to be applying the Too Faced Cloud Crush blush in the shade Candy Clouds. I haven't opened this yet. I wanted to apply it on camera with you guys. This shade is so pretty. Using a clean blush brush, let's see what this looks like. There's a ton of fallout. Let's see what this looks like. Here's what the blush shade in Candy Clouds looks like. This shade is so pretty. Let's apply some to the other side. Here's what the blush shade in Candy Clouds looks like. It's so beautiful. For mascara, I'm going to apply the L'Oreal Voluminous. I wanted to do a YouTube shorts on this blush shade. How do you guys feel about short form content? I personally don't like short form content. I feel like there's no connection. Sometimes I feel like there's a lot of undisclosed sponsored ads and they're just hyping up a product. That's why I'm not on TikTok. How do you guys feel? Let me know in the comments down below. For lips, I'm gonna apply the Essence Hydra Matte Lipstick in the shade Virtue Rose. Here's what everything looks like. I don't like how my makeup looks. It looks extremely splotchy in person. I'm not sure what it looks like on camera. Hopefully you guys can see on my forehead there's a lot of patchiness. We'll see what everything looks like at the end of the night. I will check back in at the end of the night to see how everything wears, and I will see you then. Hey guys, it is the end of the night. Here's how the makeup wore throughout the day. I don't like how my makeup looks towards the end of the night. The only thing that I love is my blush. I love how it lasted. I have a blotting tissue here. Let's see how much oil comes off. Here's how much oil came off on the blotting paper. Here's what my skin looks like after I blotted versus the other side. I still have a couple more days to test out this foundation. I will check back in towards the end of the week for my final thoughts, and I will see you then. Hey guys, it is the end of the week of me testing out the NYX Bare With Me Blur Foundation. My final thoughts on this foundation is that I don't like it. It doesn't play well with my other products, and both shades don't match me. Even if I mix both of them together, they still don't match. I either look very orange, very Oompa Loompa, or very light. I did apply the foundation with a hydrating primer. This one's from Too Faced. This is their Too Faced Hangover RX primer. I applied this primer. Foundation still looks very splotchy. I'll insert a clip so you can see what I'm talking about. I applied the primer all over, and then I mixed both of the shades together, and then I applied the foundation on top. And as you can see, even on my forehead, it looks very patchy, very uneven. I just don't think this foundation mixes well with any primer. It looks good on its own, but again, mixed with other products, it just doesn't work. I set the foundation with the Smashbox primer water. I currently have the foundation on. I'm not sure if my camera will pick this up, but there is a lot of unevenness, a lot of patchiness going on my forehead. It doesn't sit well on my skin with all of my other products. As you can see, it's already sinking into my fine lines. It already creased underneath my eyes. I'm gonna look up so you can see. This has been happening this entire week. I've never had any issues with this before. This entire week I tried out the foundations with both of my favorite primers. This one is from One Size and this one is from Cali Ray. Both of these are blurring primers. They work well with my other foundations, with my other products. I don't have any issues, but for some reason I had an issue with the NYX foundation. I love how the foundation wore throughout my day. I wasn't overly oily at the end of the night. At the end of the day, I wasn't able to find my perfect shade, and this foundation doesn't mix well with my other products. I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments about the lip color I'm currently wearing. It's from MAC. It's in the shade Decadence. This is their Lock Kiss Ink liquid lipstick. Let me know in the comments down below if you tried the NYX Bare With Me Blur foundation. If you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.